I live near Canary Wharf, and there's one of these migrant hotels near where I live in Canary Wharf, and my cameraman told me there was one of these protests the other day. I went down after I shot the YouTube, and I went there to this hotel, and there was the protesters on one side, and there was the counter-protesters on the other side, and yeah, to be honest, it was, as you say, George, you know, it's two groups of people standing on opposite sides of the road, pointing at each other and calling each other names, and I worried when I saw that was a little bit of the vision of the future of this country. You know, I'm an economist, right, and I stick to economics. I'm not an expert on immigration. I think the primary economic concern is growing wealth inequality. I'm very confident on that. But I think if people such as yourself, George, want there to be low rates of immigration, you've got every right to say that, and you've got every right to believe that. And I do worry that this growing division is going to tear our country apart, and it's going to prevent people like me from getting the change that I need. And what that will mean, George, is that people like you and people like your kids will suffer very much economically. And I worry, and you know, this is what keeps me up at night, to be honest, George. How do I convince the public? This is my country, you know, and I don't hate people on either side of that road. You know, I'm not an expert in immigration, and I'm probably never going to be. But I'll tell you this one thing right now. If the ordinary hard-working people of this country allow themselves to be divided on this issue, then the current state of play will continue, which is rich people getting richer and richer and richer and richer, while working class people get poorer and poorer and poorer. So listen, George, I've got every respect for you and your opinions, and I would encourage all the people who oppose you to resist that temptation to point fingers and call names. Because listen, if the people of this country are divided, then they will lose, right? So you're going to need each other, George.